So, you're looking to pick up the Shure SM7B for your YouTube channel, podcast, or live stream? Well, in this video, I want to cover something that I think a lot of people don't take into consideration when picking up this specific microphone. It's something that's often neglected, and I think it's very important. It's the fact that this microphone is a dynamic microphone. And I mentioned this in a previous video that I released maybe about just over a week ago. These microphones specifically are known to be pretty gain hungry because they're really designed for vocal applications and broadcasting. They don't use what's called 48 volt phantom power like condenser microphones. And the Shure SM7B, out of all of the dynamic microphones that are popular today, is notorious for being a pretty gain hungry microphone. So if you have a audio recorder or interface that is more consumer friendly, then those audio recorders and those interfaces are going to struggle when coming to power this specific microphone, because the gain that you're going to need to run this microphone with a clean signal is not always going to be easy to achieve with those devices. You could spend more money on getting an audio interface that is quite a bit pricier, or you have other options, that being a preamplifier. And there's a bunch on the market today. Probably the most common and most popular one is the Cloud Lifter. There's also the Fathead, and I myself personally use what's called a Dynamite stick. And I don't know if the camera's going to focus in on this. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. Oh, it's upside down. So there you go. That's the Dynamite stick right there. And it's a really cool little device. Basically, what it does is it provides an additional 28 decibels of clean gain to the signal. And they all vary to some degree. The Cloud Lifter, I think, is about 25 decibels of clean gain. And I can't recall off the top of my head what the Fathead is. There's also a couple others. I heard there's one called the Stealth. And yeah, I'm sure there's quite a few more. But this one I really like because it's pretty discreet. The Cloud Lifter is quite a bit bigger than this. And I like the fact that I can really just plug this right into the microphone underneath. You probably can't see it here, but I'll raise the mic stand. So here, and I probably lost focus on myself. So here, you know, you could plug this right up into this XLR port for the Shure SM7B, or you could plug this directly into the interface and then plug the XLR cable right here. So yeah, I'll demonstrate this in just a few seconds and like what it really does when you actually plug it in. Basically, I'm running this on my Mix Pre 6 Mark II. Sorry, my voice is going in and out from the actual microphone. So this is the Mix Pre 6 Mark II. It's a pretty awesome audio recorder, and I bumped the mic. And I'm running this at about approximately 62 decibels of gain. So yeah, I mean, it's a really cool audio recorder, and it does 32-bit float, but I know it's not in everybody's price range. So there is that. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen now. Where was I? Yeah, so anyway, this little device provides 28 decibels of clean gain. And I think that's pretty incredible considering the fact that you could spend a lot more on well, I shouldn't say a lot more, but you could spend a little bit more, almost half the cost of this more on the Cloud Lifter, where this little device is only $100. Now, if you are looking at using a lot of Shure SM7Bs, this might not be the best approach, and you're probably better off going with a much more expensive audio interface, because you could, spend like $400 or $500 on all these little preamplifiers, where you could have just spent that difference and gotten a really nice audio recorder or interface. So what do I mean by like consumer interfaces and audio recorders? Well, if you have the Scarlett 2i2, the Zoom H5, Zoom H6, those kind of audio recorders, they're not going to have the range in terms of gain to be able to power this microphone without introducing hiss and noise. Now, again, you're probably not hearing much on this recording because this Mix Pre 6 Mark II is really good at it. It can go up to 78 decibels of clean gain, whereas a lot of other recorders can't. So I don't really need this for the Mix Pre 6 Mark II, but I have it just in case because it's always nice to have on hand in case I have to plug this into something else. So with that being said, we're going to actually just zoom in onto the Mix Pre 6 Mark II. I'm going to plug this into the microphone, and we're going to show you the difference between running the microphone with the Mix Pre 6 Mark II without it, and then with the preamplifier connected to the microphone, or, well, connected to the Mix Pre 6 Mark II. So, yeah. All right, so bear with me on this one. We're recording the Mix Pre 6 Mark II without the Dynamite stick. So I've got the microphone behind the camera here. The Dynamite stick is not plugged into the Mix Pre 6 Mark II right at this moment. So I'll show you really right here on the screen where the gain is set. Let me just drop down the aperture here so you can see the screen better. So if I go into the channel here, you can see it's 62 decibels of gain. Hopefully that's legible. So we're at 62 decibels of gain here on the Mix Pre 6 Mark II. Now I'm going to put the Dynamite stick in, and we'll lower the gain so you can see how it sounds on the Shure SM7B when the gain is set. We'll probably set it to around, I don't know, 28 minus 62. You know, we'll probably set it around somewhere between 25 to like 35 decibels of gain. So yeah, give me 1 second. All right, so as you can see, I've got the Dynamite stick plugged in onto channel 1. And if I show the screen on camera, hopefully that is visible. If I go into the channel, you'll see we're at about 34 decibels of gain now. And that's exactly 28 decibels less than we were before. So that's enough to drive this microphone at a much lower gain, or hopefully that was understandable what I just said. But yeah, so if you're looking to power the Shure SM7B with a more affordable audio recorder or interface, but it's not enough to drive the microphone without introducing a lot of hiss or background noise, I definitely recommend looking into a Dynamite stick. It's really cool. I think it's probably a little bit better than the Cloud Lifter, not because it does a much better job or anything. I just think that it's a little bit more compact and discreet. So anyway, with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.